You probably landed on this video because you're gassy, you're bloated, you're uncomfortable, and you feel just disgusting. Maybe you've been diagnosed with SIBO, maybe you've been told that you have IBS, or maybe you're self-diagnosing yourself through Claude and ChatGPT, and you most likely also have a leaky gut. Well, you've come to the right place. I personally have struggled with SIBO multiple times, leaky gut, H. pylori, Campylobacter jejuni. I've really gone through the ringer with my gut. This video is going to be me going through my SIBO protocol every time I am in flare. I'm gonna go over my diet, my routine, my supplements for when I'm in flare, and then I'm also going to be going over my supplements that I take every single day to keep my gut in check. Now, everything that I'm talking about is going to be linked in the description below, and I just wanna let you know, you're not the only gassy and sassy person out there. Hopefully this video helps you. Also, if you're new here, hi, my name's Julia. I love to make wellness and fitness content. I also love to review hot girl gadgets, and this is the Daily Deets. Before we jump into my protocol, let's just discuss what SIBO is. SIBO stands for small intestine bacterial overgrowth. Basically just means that you have way too much bacteria in your small intestine and you feel like shit. For me personally, I get bloated after everything I eat, I get burpy, disgusting, I get gassy, and I just feel so inflamed. And that's because the food is not moving quick enough and it's fermenting in your gut. So most likely you've gone to TikTok and you've gone to Google and you've just been like, yeah, my gut's out of whack, and you start doing what anyone would think. You start taking a bunch of probiotics, you start eating fermented foods, you start eating more fiber. Well, guess what? It's making it worse. When you have SIBO, you need to pull back and you need to completely reset your gut, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. As a disclaimer, I am not a doctor, I am not a professional, I am literally just a girl who has spent thousands of dollars trying to get to the root of her gut issues with normal doctors, with functional doctors, and I truly feel like this video will help you, and hopefully this video helps you, but I'm not a professional, so go talk to a doctor. My recommendation would be see a functional doctor. I feel like I wasted so much time and energy seeing Western doctors. They're great for diagnosing you, but they would just put me on antibiotics and then my symptoms would come back. When I started working with functional doctor, I actually feel like I got to the root of the issue and I healed my gut. First thing that you should do if you are experiencing SIBO or symptoms of SIBO or IBS or whatever is we need to clean up your diet for at least like a month. What this looks like for me is I actually follow a low fermentation diet. I saw a gastro in Los Angeles at UCLA Health, and he was amazing, and he introduced me to the low fermentation diet. Basically, all I eat anytime I'm in flare is any type of squash, zucchini, lean meat like chicken, I'll eat bison, I'll eat some turkey, no spices, literally just salt and pepper, white potatoes, white rice, eggs, only berries like blueberries, raspberries. I try, if you're going to eat a banana, something that's not ripe, you wanna stay away from sugar, you wanna stay away from fiber, you wanna stay away from things like broccoli. You want to get your gut really, really happy. I'm going to put a link here to the low fermentation diet. Highly recommend doing this. Also, probably cut out coffee, at least on an empty stomach. I can never cut out caffeine. I think that's like the most insane thing in the world. Try to switch to matcha. If you have to have coffee, I recommend not doing it on an empty stomach. But that is your diet. That's step one. We're gonna switch that. Step two is like your rituals after and around you eat. I completely cut out snacking when my SIBO is flaring. And that is because you wanna give your gut as much time as possible to digest the food rather than constantly stressing it out. So my recommendation is eat larger meals for lunch and for dinner. And this is actually something that I now typically do in my day-to-day, even when I'm not experiencing any issues with SIBO. And it has helped me so much. If you're like, Julia, how am I going to do that? I'm going to starve. Well, let me tell you something. That means you need to eat more protein because it will keep you fuller, much fuller for longer. Also, while you're eating your meals, you need to chew more. You're probably like, yeah, well, no shit, Julia, I chew my food. Guess what? You probably don't chew your food enough and you're probably eating way too fast. You should not be eating and scrolling on your phone. Something that I fall to all the time. It stresses your body out. I live alone. Sometimes I feel like I need to be watching something while I eat because it can just feel weird. Put on a long form video on YouTube, put me on, or put on a show, put on something that is not short form content where you're scrolling and you're stressing yourself out while you're eating and you're not chewing. Outside of not snacking, I highly recommend something that now people are calling going on a fart walk after you eat. If you are eating a massive meal and then you are sitting on your couch and watching Netflix, your gut is stressed out. If you eat a big meal, very, very good, and you go for a walk around the block, very, very good, your gut is going to feel a lot better. Even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes, go do it. Also, just better. I feel like, I don't know, I'm on this kick of like getting people off of the couch, getting people off of their phones, be less boring, go for a walk, and just like actually experience life. So we did diet, we talked about rituals and habits around eating. Let's talk about why you're probably here, and that is the supplements that I take when I am in flare that help me so much. Once again, not a doctor, I'm not recommending you to take these. These are just things that have worked for me. They do cost money. This is not a cheap fix, but let me tell you something. It is worth it. It is so worth it. I have taken the antibiotics for SIBO multiple times, and for a few months you feel good, and then boom, it comes right back and you're like, how are we still doing this? These supplements are broken down into two different categories. The first category is my protocol of the supplements that I buy only when I'm in flare. The second category is going to be supplements that I always have on hand that I'm taking every single day to help me stay away from SIBO. The first supplement that I take is Parabiotic Plus. This supplement actually helps decrease the bad bacteria in your gut. It's an herbal antimicrobial blend. It's got things like olive leaf, neem, oregano, berberine, wormwood. These are a lot of the botanicals that a lot of functional medicine doctors will use to tackle SIBO. They're really just there to be like, hey, get out of here, bad bacteria. We've had enough of you. This is something that I take for 1 month. Something important to know about this supplement is do not take this supplement around the same time as any other supplements because it will just knock them out because it is that freaking strong. This isn't something I take every day. This is only when I'm flaring. If you are like, I can only buy one thing from this video, you are going to buy the GI Complete tub. It doesn't taste bad. You're gonna take a scoop of it every single day. This powder is why I am going to the bathroom normal today. Anytime I get sick and my SIBO comes back, recently went to Bali, got really bad food poisoning, came back for like a month, my gut was off. I was not going to the bathroom normal. I felt disgusting and bloated. My functional doctor was like, you know what we're gonna do? It's the normal protocol. Ordered this powder, boom, within 4 days, I was like, wow, I feel so much better. This powder actually helps heal your gut lining. It's got things like L-glutamine, zinc, aloe, licorice, slippery elm, and marshmallow root. And a lot of other things, but those are like the main things. I get the raspberry one. I think there's a lemon one, but like, I don't know, I like the raspberry one personally. So think about the first supplement, the Parabiotic Plus is like weeding out the garden. We're getting out all the bad bacteria. This powder is laying in new soil. We're healing the gut. We're calming everything down. We're putting down new roots. Now that we've gotten rid of the bad bacteria, we've put in a good foundation to welcome new bacteria. We're going to introduce the new bacteria. We're throwing a freaking party, and that is with Probio Max Plus 40B. Crazy name. What I love about this is it comes in individual packets, and so I actually mix the GI Complete with one of these packets a day. This is how we reseed the good bacteria that has completely been disrupted in your gut. There's 2 reasons why I like this supplement for SIBO. The first is a word that I cannot say. It's like it's right here, which is actually a beneficial yeast, not a bacteria, which is good for SIBO because this yeast actually helps crowd out the really bad bacteria, and it supports your gut without adding too much good bacteria. The interesting thing about probiotics is when you have SIBO, some doctors will give you probiotics and some other doctors will be like, no, we are not taking probiotics. And for me, this is the first type of like probiotic that I've been able to take while I'm experiencing SIBO and not feel much worse. But a recommendation that my functional doctor had for me is rather than starting with a full packet of this, for the first few days, do half of a packet and then ramp up to a full packet once a day. This is literally when you have to like listen to your gut on how you're feeling and how you're reacting. Because if you feel like you're feeling worse, then it's time to pull back a little bit more. There's two other things that I typically have a lot when I'm in flare, and that is I have aloe vera juice in my fridge, and if I eat something and I feel bloated right after, or I just start feeling burpy, I'll take like a shot of this. I keep it in the fridge so it's nice and cool, and typically it helps me a lot. I also always have peppermint tea on hand. After I eat and I go for a fart walk, then I'll have a cup of tea. So these are the supplements that are in my protocol, in my toolkit when I am flaring. I'll get through one sack of these and I feel so much better. I'm not buying them again. But after that happens, we need to maintain what we've built. So these are just the supplements that I am taking every single day to keep my gut in check. The first thing I'm taking is Digest GB by Pure Encapsulations. Whatever, I'm gonna put it right here. This one's really focused on bile and digestion. It explains a lot about SIBO. Your stomach bile isn't just for fat. Bile is naturally antimicrobial. It helps keep your small intestine clean so the bacteria doesn't get caught up and tries to hang out for a party, because they're not welcome, they're not invited. When you have sluggish bile, that's actually one of the reasons why you can get SIBO. We need to keep things moving. So this supplement has ox bile and taurine to support that. Plus it has digestive enzymes. These are the key. This actually helps break down your food and helps it actually get absorbed in your body rather than not absorbing and feeling like poop. When you open up the bottle, capsules are orange because there is turmeric and milk thistle in them. This helps calm everything down. I take this every meal right before I eat, and it just helps everything move along. When it comes to a probiotic that I take every day, I actually take this Megaspore probiotic, but once again, I want to put the disclaimer that probiotics are very, very personal. After you do the SIBO protocol, like, you need to find one that feels good for you. I used to take seed, stopped taking seed, started taking the Megaspore, and the Megaspore has worked really, really freaking well for me. The only reason I ended up getting SIBO again is because I'm stupid and I got food poisoning and I didn't take care of everything as quick as I should have. And I just take this once a day. There is one product that I swear by, that it is literally changed my life. I found it because of this one YouTube video. I know in my past SIBO video, everyone was like, yes, this guy literally made the longest YouTube video in the world and just sat at his desk and talked about all of his gut issues. Gut motility helps so much, whether you're in flare, whether it's day to day. I always have it in my cabinet. It is ginger and artichoke. Ginger and artichoke naturally help things move through your digestion. Now, there's a disclaimer with this. If you are sensitive to ginger, because it can cause some burning, never take this on an empty stomach. Always take it before you eat a good sized meal. This will also help move things throughout your digestion. I cannot recommend it enough. I don't think it's something that you have to take at every meal, but when I'm really not feeling good, I will start taking this with every single meal. Or if I know that I'm going out to dinner with friends and I'm like, wow, this is gonna be a heavy dinner, I always bring 2 of them with me and I take them right before I eat, and it helps me so much. I've been taking this for years. My friends take it now, my parents take it now. Like, it is quite literally been life-changing for me. I know a lot of people in my last video were commenting like, how often do you take it? I would think about doing the protocol that I talked about in the first part of this, and then when you cycle into these everyday aspects, you know, like, try to do that. If you're still flaring, then I would do the ginger and artichoke. If you're watching this video and you're like, I don't know if I have SIBO, I just feel like absolute shit, I recommend doing one of 3 things. I recommend getting tested for SIBO. You can test for SIBO in 2 different ways. You can do it with a breath test, very, very common. You can just go to your doctor. You really, though, like, have to be dramatic with your doctor, because for some reason, when you go to the doctor and you don't feel good, they just like don't believe you. You really have to push. They'll be like, take a probiotic. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't taking a probiotic, Linda. Okay? So really go in, be like, I want to get tested for SIBO. Boom, period. Did I stutter? You're going to do a breath test. But what I would recommend is if you go to a functional doctor, they most likely will have you do a GI map test. A GI map test is expensive. It costs about $500, but let me tell you, it's worth every penny, because it's actually going to tell you what bacteria is off in your gut. When I did this, I'm gonna see if I can put my results up here. It's been a while, I'll have to go find them. But like, out of like the 7 or 8 good bacteria that you're supposed to have, I I had one. I literally had one. That's why I felt so terrible. I literally felt so terrible. So I would say get a GI map test, but you only can get this through a functional doctor. So actually, it's probably gonna cost you around like $1,000 because just going to a functional doctor is crazy. So don't you worry, I've got a solution for you. There's a new company. I have not tried it, but my friend tried it and I'm going to order it because I'm so freaking interested. It is called Tiny Health. Tiny Health does a type of a GI map test. They use a new method called like the shotgun method, and you do not need a doctor to order this for you. Okay, it's pretty cool. So you're going to collect a little bit of your poo, you're gonna send it in, and they're gonna tell you what is off in your gut, what they recommend to do to fix it. All right, guys, I hope this video helps. I know how terrible it can feel. If you have questions, if I missed something, if I ran over something and you're curious, please leave them below. I want you to know that you are not alone. Also, I wanna leave you with a very interesting fact. If all of this has you feeling depressed and sad and you're like, I feel so disgusting, it's because 90 to 95% of your serotonin, that's like your happiness in your body, is made in your gut. So if your gut is off, you're going to feel depressed and crazy, okay? But you're not alone, and hopefully this video helps. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you like this video, I would really appreciate a like. And if you wanna watch more of my content, subscribe. And that's it. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.